So retouching might seem difficult for you until you understand what retouching really is. Retouching is not just about enhancing the image, it's about understanding what you are going to do on the image to make it look good. Okay, so there are several ways of achieving retouching. Okay, there are several ways of getting a high-end results from an image, but then we have the frequency separation. One other way that we have is frequency separation. You can use the micro dodge and burning to also retouch an image. Okay, so today I have this image here of a model, and we are going to edit this particular image using the frequency separation, and I'd like you to join me as we finish editing this with frequency separation. So I'm going to show you the step-by-step approach I used in retouching this particular image. So stay tuned as we work on this. So first off, what we are going to do is, when you open your image up in Photoshop, we are going to use the frequency separation. And okay, so we use the frequency separation, the 8-bit frequency separation, and we are going to choose a blur somewhere around 6.4. 6.4 is okay for me for this particular image, although it's a portrait shot, but then I see the textures to be too high, so I want a very soft image as much as possible, so I'm using a blur of 6.4. okay, and when we create our frequency separation, what we are going to do next is we are going to take away the blemishes in the image. So when you look at this particular image, we have, like, the model has like tons of spots on the face, dark spots on the face. So what we are going to do is we're going to select our high frequency layer, and we are going to gently remove the spots. But before we do anything, we duplicate our high frequency layer and uncheck it, and we select the other high frequency layer. The reason why I have duplicated the high frequency layer is just in case I mess with the textures, I can easily go back to recover the textures. That's why I duplicate the high frequency. So with my patch tool, this is the patch tool. You can use the spot healing tool to also work on the spots, but I'm going to use the patch tool. That's what I am using for this particular image spot remover. I use the patch tool because I know how to use it and how to get my way around it, because it works like when you select a texture, then you replace it with like a similar texture that is around that particular area or subject. Okay, so like this side, for instance, I select somewhere beneath the eye, we have this dark spots over there. Great. So mind you, we are working on the texture layer, so anything that we are doing is affecting just the textures and not the colors. So even though we remove the hot textures which contains the dark spots from there, but we will still get color variations because we've not touched our color layer yet. Okay, all right, so let's go just like that. Great. Okay, I think that's enough for the dark spots removal with our patch tool. So as we patch, you know, we get to also get to work on some areas that needs attention. That's the texture layers that needs attention to. We get to correct them as well. So now that you are done, you come back to your low frequency, and as we always do, select your brush, your mixer brush. Okay, so the mixer brush, you make sure it's a clean brush and you uncheck this. Then as usual, everything below 40%. okay, the flow to, let's say, flow somewhere around 24, 25 is okay. All right, so with your mixer brush, you gently paint on the image. You see, when you are using advantages of using the graphics tablet, the pen pressure really works. So when you press down on the pen, you get to, you know, brush that particular area more. Yes, and I think by so doing, look how amazing the forehead looks already. Okay, so we do for this side too, and beneath the eyes. So like I said in other videos, you always have to brush directionally, brush according to how the face texture is, okay, how the face structure is. Some you can decide to brush this side like that, get the forehead like that, then this side like that, and the nose side, you know, it's a down stroke, so down stroke like that, then the chin side too. Okay, so let's use our model. Okay, so you brush directionally like I'm doing here. So you brush directionally. Mind you, don't brush shadows into highlights and midtones into highlights. You can blend in between, but then don't push shadows all the way to the highlights, like pushing from here all the way here. No, just push the highlights separately, work on the highlights separately, and you work on the shadows too separately, and in the long run you get a very good image. Make sure you work on the hand as well. Yeah, great. I think so far so good. This image is looking great already, just with the mixer brush too, and this image is looking so amazing. Okay, so this is our before and this is our after, and looking at the image is already looking fly. Okay, so like I said earlier on, you can decide to apply a filter on top of it to make the image looks more flattering, but then before we do that, let's create a layer in between it, and we change the blend options to color. What this layer is actually going to do is going to serve as a base layer we will brush on to match our color, I mean the skin tones. Okay, so we select the brush tool once again, brush tool, then you make sure a soft brush is selected, the hardness is equal to 0. Then what you're going to do next is you select an area, you know, an area of the skin that you think is more saturated to work on. Okay, so now that we've selected an area, go ahead, reduce the opacity to, let's say, 20%, then we gently brush along on the areas that needs more color to, you know, balance the image. Okay, the hand side too is part. All right, so with this, now let's go to our low frequency, go to a filter and image dynamic, and from here let's apply a portraiture filter on it, and this is going to make the image look more softer whilst we also maintain our textures. Great, look at how amazing this image look. Okay, so we can go ahead and create a dodging and bending layer. We just gently brush on the highlights, bring in the highlights, and this is just to make the image stand out, make the image pop. Yeah, sometimes it's not all about using oils on the model, but then you have to be creative when you are retouching the image. Know where requires the shadows, where requires the dodging, and where requires bending, and I think you'll be good to go. So right from this, we have a good image. We are going to apply our color lookup on it, and this is our color lookup. Let me put it in a group and reduce the opacity a bit since it's too much. So like as we did earlier on, we create the levels, reduce the intensity of the levels. Great. And I think we invert, then we gently brush, reduce opacity and brush along where we think like the contrast was too much, just to lighten up that place, those places. Okay, so this is what I have before and after. So I can go ahead, flatten the image, and lastly apply the portraiture filter again, and this makes it look more softer, okay, more smoother. But then you go ahead and reduce the opacity of the filter. Now we've reduced the opacity of the filter, and look at an amazing image we have here. Go ahead, crop it down for Instagram, and I think this is an amazing image. Okay, all right, I think we are done. We are going to touch the teeth, we are not going to touch the eyes. We want it to look as natural as possible. Thank you for watching to this far. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel as I bring you more on retouching. Once again, it's Clem, and I'm out. I'm supposed to vanish, but I didn't vanish. Okay, well, let's leave that for another video. See you next time. Bye.